Everybody, welcome back. Saturday morning in the shop. Kind of a quiet day around here, but we are going to get started on our first custom rim fabrication project. So, showed you guys in the announcement about the 24-hour bike build video that we're going to be custom making some wheels. And we're going to start on the rear wheel today, get the center cut out on the plasma table, hopefully, and machine a big chunk of steel I got out of, or not out of, but into a hub. Or at least a rough hub. We don't have our bearings yet, so I'm going to leave the stuff undersized so we can finish bore once we have those here and we can measure them more accurately. But anyway, that's what's on the agenda for today. Thank you guys for being here, and we're going to get to work. Alright, so first thing we got to do is accurately measure the inside diameter of our rim hoop here. So we're using our new 24-inch calipers for this. This is a big giant set of calipers we just got. Going to measure a couple times, move the caliper back and forth, just to find the largest measurement, which gives us our diameter there. Once we've got that done, we're going to head on over to the plasma table. We have previously drawn our wheel center. I think I've shown it in some other videos. It's based on an early BMW Snowflake rim. So once we got that real exact inside diameter, we were able to scale our drawing to the size we needed. We are cutting these about 80 thousandths oversized. Reason being is we'll be able to put it on our mill in the rotary table and spin it and just cut the outside diameter with an end mill, which will be a little bit cleaner cut than the plasma table and allow us to dial in just a dead-on exact fit. Obviously, we don't want to have any issues with the concentricity of the rim hoop to the rim center, so I just felt that machining it as opposed to plasma cutting it down to the exact size was the way to go. So we're over at the Maverick Plasma. You can see it's just running away. It's about a 4-minute cut from start to finish for this rim center. This is a 16-inch rim. This is our rear wheel. Be doing a matching front wheel obviously coming up in the future, but we're starting out with the rear. No particular reason why. We're finishing up the last little cut here. Being this is such a large piece, it won't drop down into the water table, so I'm just going to fire up the hose here, cool it down a little bit, that way we don't burn our hands as we're trying to get it out. And once we get it removed from the table here, we will head over and take our first look at test fitting it on the rim. Obviously it's not going to fit down into the dead center of the rim yet, being that we did cut this oversized, but it'll still give us an idea of kind of what we're looking at. Here's our rim. And here's our rim center. You can see the center hole is also very undersized. I just went with a 3/8 inch hole. That'll allow us to use a 3/8 pin in the mill to line the center up of our part. Then we'll go ahead and bore that to our opening dimension required for our wheel hub. Again, we could have cut it on the plasma table, but being that this is a wheel, we want to make sure everything is super accurate. So using that center hole as our locating point, we'll be able to go ahead and hole saw out the vast majority of the material. Then we'll rough it out to fit this 2-inch piece of material right here that you're seeing. This piece of material is going to find its way over to the lathe, where we're going to turn it into our front wheel hub. For some reason, I just wasn't thinking, and I machined the front wheel hub even though we cut the center for the rear wheel. So sometimes the brain just doesn't work right. I had this piece of material set out, and I just grabbed it and started working. But making the rear hub will actually be done the exact same way as this one, with a couple of additional steps. It'll also be a little bit wider to allow for chain clearance to the rim. But basically, we're taking a piece of 2-inch solid material. You might think, why not use a piece of tubing? And I had planned to do that until I got a price, which I just thought was totally ridiculous. Over $70 for 1 foot of 3/16 wall 2-inch tubing. So I dug through my bin. I found a piece of 2-inch solid and just decided to spend a little bit of extra time drilling it out, as opposed to spending $70 on a foot of steel. I just couldn't pay that on the sheer principle of it. So anyway, we threw that in the lathe. As you can see, we center drilled it with 1/2-inch bit, and now I got 1 1/4 inch bit, which is just giving us a roughed out clearance hole. Once we got that done, I sent the boring bar through just to improve the surface finish a little bit, and then we're going to be doing the rough bore for our wheel bearings. The bore will be about 1/2 inch deep, going a little over. There'll be a center spacer on the bearings to make up for that anyway. But once we got that done, we went ahead and did our roughing bore for the bearing. They're 1 3/4 OD bearing. I don't have the bearings in yet, and because of that, I did not want to do the finish bore on them. So we bored them to 1-inch 650. And once I get the bearing in and can measure more accurately, we will be able to do our finish bore on each of those. So the hub is about 85% done. And here you have our 2 roughed out pieces today. Our front hub, don't ask me why, and our rear wheel center. Really super excited how these turned out. I care about stuff, just not whatever you got on your phone there.
I post a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, I like animals.
Little baby pig in a bathtub.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to have a little miniature pig.
There are no miniature pigs, though. All them fuckers grow up. They sell you to you as a miniature pig. Next thing you know, it weighs 400 pounds.
I had a girlfriend with. By the time it gets that big, you kill it and eat it.
Yeah. Well,
had a girlfriend that had one. It was supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Chased me out of the house. That bitch is coming for blood.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick his ass. I don't know him.
All right, guys. That's a wrap. We got a lot done today. We got a hub machined, which I don't know what I was thinking, but I actually machined the hub for the front wheel, which is going to be a spool wheel like a dumbass. And the center we cut is for the back rim, so no big deal there. We'll just put that hub aside for when we get to the front wheel, and we'll machine up a new hub for the back wheel, which is going to be basically exactly what you see there, except it'll have a flange to mount the sprocket. I just need to figure out what hub width I need, and then we'll do it the same way that we did that one, so you get the idea. Anyway, fun project. Really super excited how they're looking, or how that one wheel is looking, and I can't wait to get it all put together and see it on a bike. So appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Pedro and Betty's Big Revival Facebook page for the charity chop they're doing. It's going to be a raffled off bike they're building for charity. They usually drop a video every week on Saturdays as well, so if you haven't seen them, please head over there and give them a follow. I will put a link down in the description so it's easy for us lazy people like me to find it. And that's it. We're out of here. Have a great weekend, and we hope to see you next time at Gatti's Garage.